And action. Alright, I'm translating for this Chinese woman again. You've stumbled into the weird part of the internet. The part where we're cooking lard. Did you actually look for this? Because you found it. To cook lard, you need a big chunk of pig fat. And this is what that is, a big chunk of pig fat. We bought 5 kilograms worth. So what that is in metric is irrelevant. Get 5 kilos worth. No, just kidding. You can use any amount. Cut it small. Cut your lard up fairly small. The smaller the better. Don't go overboard. You don't want to spend all day cutting up pig fat. You've probably got better things to do, like a crossword or television. So just cut it up and put it into a pot. And then, if you really love doing dishes, put it into another pot. Psh, 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 psh. That's hot. Oh, I did run in sound effects, but we might be able to hear it when this goes into full edited mode. Give it a stir. Give that a good stir. And then add some water, hot or cold, it doesn't matter because it'll all be hot eventually. Plenty of water. And then nice big fire to get the heat in there quickly. Let's jump forward 10 minutes. Oh, it's 10 minutes later. She's adding garlic. You don't have to add any spices. You can have plain lard because that's the most versatile, but she's Chinese and so everything has to be fragrant. That thing there is a cinnamon stick. It's actually the bark of a cinnamon tree, isn't it? And also she's adding some star anise, or just anise if you will. But like I said, you can add nothing. I pleaded with her, I was like, don't add any spices, but she's like, oh, I want it to be fragrant. I'm paraphrasing. Give it a stir, and then you can leave it again a few minutes. Go back to your crossword. No, don't leave the house. Just make a sandwich or something, or call your mother on the telephone. She'd appreciate the call. When was the last time you called her anyway? Hey, you can even tell her what you're doing. She'll be impressed. She'll be like, wow, how do you make lard? And you can tell her. Anyway, you can see that the oil's coming out a bit. Just keep it going. Now the oil is really coming out quite well. It's about 20 minutes later. You can use one of these metal things to spoon it out. That's a pretty clever way. That way you don't get chunks in it. So just spoon some of that out into a container. Don't use a plastic container because it'll melt right through it. Don't be silly. Use a metal container and then you can keep cooking. It's not finished. You'll get more oil out of that. You'll get more lard out of the fat. So on a low heat, just keep going for a little while, 15, 20 minutes, and then you'll have even more. Oh, wow. We went through another time warp and it's that time. Pretty much finished. They look like delicious potatoes, but they are not. You could feed them to the dog. Wait till it cools down a bit though. So just concentrate, and pour it in without burning yourself. I cannot stress enough, people, this is hot. Put it somewhere to cool down before you put it in the fridge. Hey, what about a windowsill? Just like an apple pie. That's old-fashioned. Anyway, she's going to use that to cook something else. I wonder what it'll be. This is after a few hours in the fridge. It's actually overnight. You know, a few hours will look like that. Just give it the chopstick test. Yeah, thank you for sitting through that. Go make yourself some lard.